I bet you already saw online someone claiming that they did a 300x or even a 1000x, but how do they find this? I spent weeks to understand how to find it, try different things to find the best way, and I will share everything with you in this video. By the way, welcome on Handsome Finance, where we study what's happening on chain because it's an open ledger, so we can see who made money, who lost money, and follow the smart money. Don't forget to pour down your little matcha. It's a new one for me. I just bought this one. No, unfortunately, it's not sponsored. I paid $25 or $30 for this, so it better be good matcha. First, we have to understand what kind of investment are we talking about. Of course, it's crypto for this kind of returns. Back then in 2017, you may remember the ICO, token issuers website, so initial coin offering. Basically, you will buy the token and then you receive the tokens and you were hoping that they would get listed on an exchange later on. Then we had the initial exchange offering, which was a lot in the bull market of 2020, where you go to an exchange like Binance and you will be able to invest in a project. Sometime it was labeled as a launch pad. And then the last one, which is a bit more new, is IDO, Initial DEX Offering. DEX is a decentralized exchange. For example, Uniswap. And to create the token, everyone can do it. So everyone could invest right in it. Now, some are fair, some are not fair. And this is what we will see in details. IDO being the last version on how to invest early in a crypto project is one of the most advanced. But where you can make money is before the IDO, buying the tokens before they get released publicly. Because technically, everyone could launch their own token. I could launch mine. You could launch yours too. And you will probably be really good at it. But what we want, it's before that. The first way you could go into those pre-IDO is by being a key opinion leader, KOL, which is basically an influencer. And those influencers, what they will provide to the project, because of course, if the project is selling their tokens pre-IDO, they need to have a reward. The reward here will be a shout out, and it will be strategic. If a lot of influencers do a shout out and cheer the projects have more chances to go up. Of course, a lot of bad things come with it because most of the crypto influencers are anonymous or really only see their own interest and will not tell you when they actually chill a project. So you have to be ready for that. A good rule of thumb is if you see a lot of influencers chilling a project at the same time, it's probably they have been paid for it. This is exactly what happened for SAVM. They probably had, guys, you need to post in this week about this, and then everyone posted it. This is how they made the money. Now, I'm not the best at math, but I have to understand this 289x, but 1,000 turned into 120K. I don't get it. By the way, this person was an insider. By the way, this person was one of those influencers that chilled that project and of course got their allocation when no one else could get it. If you want to be a KOL and a good one, not a circle jerk guy, you need to build the community on Twitter, on YouTube, whatever. Why? Because the project needs exposure. There's always a reason why the project will give you something, and here it's for the exposure. I know what you're waiting for is the analogy to dating. Here, the key opinion leader will be that if you have a profile that is 10,000 followers or 20,000 followers on Instagram, directly all the ladies will come to you because this is the new guy playing guitar. Our second category is the small funds, which is a tricky one because a lot of things goes into that package. This is one that is quite accessible. For this one, you will need a bit of money, at least 10K, 100K is better. When I mean 100K is as a global portfolio and it's private. Two ways you can participate in those small funds. The first one is decentralized funds. You may have heard of those. For example, CDFI, which is specialized in gaming. So you buy their token, then you can stake their token. And then with their token stake, you can buy another token that will get released later. It's a lot of token getting another token that is getting another token, but this is how it works. You can see the project that they have now. Another one that I am in is Citizen Capital by Neo Tokyo, which is by Alex Becker. You will have the different project. This one was recent and they raised up $1 million and 111K. To get into that one, you have to not only buy the NFT, but also buy the token that you need to stake. You need to stake your NFT as well. And usually buy some upgrades to secure your seat in the allocation and even try to spend more tokens. It's a real business. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it makes you more money that you invested in it. The second way you could go into those small funds is private groups. For example, the Investors Boardroom. We could have some pre-IDO in the future. This is totally possible. If this channel grows, then some project will contact us and say, hey, you're cool doing this. Can you chill our project? And I'll be, okay, I can chill, but I will say that I chill. And also my community can get in. This is how it works. I tried a few times with those. We will see just after which one I invested in. I realized that I almost forgot to talk about one thing that is important in those IDOs are the launchpad. And this is what is going to be big this year, but maybe not because of those guys, Ape Terminal, that did a scam launch with SAVM where apparently they kept all the money for themselves. Now we are going to have to understand what happened behind that, analyze everything. But this was supposed to be the biggest opportunity that we will see in this bull market. So I will study them and try to find the best ones. So if you want to know that, well, click on subscribe and stuff like that and the notification bell, because when I will have the video ready, I will present this to you. But why a crypto project will do that? Well, they need a bit of money plus exposure, because they are going to get exposure to tons of people who are involved in crypto. And also there is a bigger account at the top. So it replicates the effect. Really positive. And it's a bit more fair. But most of those deals behind closed door, and you will understand why. It's the same as it will be in dating if you organize a big pool party or a boat party. Not everyone who knows about it, but the one invited will have fun. Our third category is going to be the VC. Here you need $10 million, which is going to be seed investment. You are the earliest in the project. You are the one who can get those 1000x. The other one is more like 200x, 300x, but also it could go to zero. We have to understand that. That's why you need 10 million, so you can spread your seed, so you have 100k in dozens of projects. And of course, you have to be well connected, have a good network. They need money and the connections. For example, this will be DWF, Jump Trading, Wintermute. I actually have all the addresses of those big investment funds, so you could download it for free just with the link in the description. You will understand what they are investing in, because when a VC goes in, it's also used as a marketing element. The crypto project will say, this one is an investor, that one is an investor, so you can use it for yourself to study those investments. VC in dating would be like you have your own dating app. So as soon as a good profile gets created, well, you know it. But now, what are the risks involved into this? Even if I try to minimize the risk, and I will show you how. It's not only scammed by the project, but you could also be scammed by the organization or whatever you use to get into those projects. Second risk is that your capital is locked. During a bull market, having liquidity is important. And if you don't have much liquidity, you will miss a lot of gains, because you're going to need to wait maybe 6 months to 12 months that they do their IDO, that they get released. A lot of research needed with a lot less information available. Of course, if the project is not public, your favorite YouTubers might not have done a video about it because there is no token linked to it, so he's not going to invest in it. And that's why your due diligence is going to be a bit more manual work. The last one is that it's also locked after the launch. It's unlocked a little by little. The good projects will not allow anyone, VC, KOL, whatever private funds, to be able to dump their token as soon as it's released. Not like SAVM did, where all the influencers were able to sell a big part of their tokens. For them, of course, instant massive gains. But for retail investors and for the long term of the project, not a good thing. You can reduce this by investing in some good projects. For example, I am in Tyco. It's a based rollup, ZK EVM. We talked about it a few times on this channel. I invite you to watch this video on Vitalik to understand what I'm talking about. For this project, I didn't make a big investment. It's only $1,000. But it's already quite big with 600k followers and Vitalik talking about it. Now, I invested in this one with a private group. I cannot disclose in public what is happening in those private groups because if you do that, you get kicked. And also by respect because they have a non-disclosure agreement. Even if we have some risk involved, it's worth it because you can do your 1000x. Now that you understand that, you can choose in which category you will fit. And if you don't fit yet into any of those categories, well, you should check out this video because the strategy that we will use is so important and I'm sure that will help you to get to that level. So click that one, watch it. And of course, before you leave, don't forget one thing. Oh yeah, stay handsome. Ciao. Matcha ASMR. That's pretty good. That's good stuff. We're on single origin from Japan. Keep in refrigerator.